So I went to music school, guys. So I had the ability to ask my professor a whole bunch of questions before I left. To come home to do this for real. He dropped a whole bunch of knowledge, and that was the main theme when I was in college, like an Ivy League type school, Edinburgh University or Prestige. And they were like, knowledge is power. So the more you can learn, the more you earn. So I want to show you guys kind of a metaphor in how I made money right off the bat when I came home. And they said, Isaiah's ready to make money now. He doesn't have to wait. So I'm like, okay, I look good, I'm presentable, like, you know what I mean? Basically, I can go in the workplace and make money, because of my resume. So it's like selling a pie. Everything you do is like selling a pie. So I want everyone, if you're confused, understand one thing: you don't have to listen to strangers. In fact, your parents tell you do not listen to strangers. You should go off of TV verification. Anything is TV verified to begin with. You can trust that for the most part versus the words of strangers. Or anything that was TV verified, you can trust that. Or verified through ESPN or verified through any credible source. But it's like selling a pie. So music, I know you heard a lot of, I do three different things. It's like a movie. I'll show you my advanced thinking. First, I'm gonna show you it's like a pie. So you're selling a pie to somebody. First and foremost, if you're buying a pie, do you want it to be clean? When you get it, or do you want it to be dirty? Another one is, do you want it to be do you want it to smell good? Or do you want it to look good or presentable when you get it? Another one is too good. They'll say, oh, this is too good, you're not gonna make money. Well, if you sell a pie to somebody and it's like cherry pie apple pie, and it's too good, are you still going to buy it? It's like a rhetorical question. Are you still gonna buy it if it's too good? And I'll use myself. I love pie, and pie is tasty. And even if I don't have the money for it, I'll also ask to get it because I don't know when I'm gonna get it again. So you wanna be too good, and you wanna be fresh. Like I'm a freshman, you wanna go to school and stuff like that. And then you want the person to be good. When you're selling the pie, you want that person to be a good person. So I have values and stuff. And it's a faith-based school which believes, my company believes in ethics and all that stuff, charity and all that stuff. It's not just about screwing people over, pyramid scheming. It's really about contributing, helping the community. Just compare it there. Now there's other advanced ways to make the money I've made, which is you understand that you are selling a pie, but then again, it's you're also selling a movie, which is your life. So you want your life to be somewhat interesting, not controversial so much, but climactic, inspiring. So you want to kind of really pay attention to your life from start, or your career from start to finish. So I told Cody, you should record your come up, so people can see it. But your life, not the trying to copy somebody else, but seeing your life, I really made this, song with my friends. We're just goofing around, you know what I mean? You want to kind of show them the life that you're living, if that makes sense. Also, I'm trying to drop the podcast site for the Rockstar, but I'm getting in complications with my digital store and distributing company because I just don't have answers right now besides going off mathematics. Moving forward, then you have the thing that I would love to talk to a couple people. They're gonna say it's like candy. It's like candy. Now I'm a producer. I'm saying it's like selling a pie to somebody, and it's like a movie. You're selling a pie in a movie. Somebody say it's just like candy. Stop listening to him. I say, look at this right here. We're geniuses too. We're always right. We're always gonna be right. It's in the Constitution. That's why I'm right. But I'm it's first it's a pie, like a movie, and then they're gonna say it's like candy. So you have soft and then you have hard. Now, if you're in my genre where you have more of a hip hop theme, you're gonna wanna be more hard. You're not gonna wanna be soft, because if you're selling to consumer, generationally, they're gonna be, this is not what I came in to listen to. This is the opposite. This is feminine. This is not masculine energy. And it could be just buying boats and buying all this stuff hard. Hard is respect, grit. You're not gonna mess with me, respect me, respect me right now. So hard, that's another thing. So these are just basic things. And then, but I just want you to pay attention to if you just let me help you, if you're independent, it's really like selling a pie. You can see who's saying the wrong information about every single song you're about to put out, because it's like selling a pie. And the reason why I personally said it's like a movie is because, you know, you have to see yourself as a character in that movie. So people are going to say you're good and you're bad and all this stuff, but really it doesn't matter. You need to think about the next generation of people, because your friends are gonna overhype you. I've seen so many people like, you're 5'2", they really blew up your head. Like, you know, you are, I guess, pretty in the face, but like there are people out there that would make your, like, it's like if they have 100 girls that look the same, like one's the inferior one, which means you're ugly in contrast to the rest of the population. So it's like, you gotta factor in like the reality of it, and not just what people are saying on the surface level. But the movie, your character. So you have to start looking at people like your audience watching a movie. So if your whole career is a movie and it's playing like Chris Gardner, you have to somehow make it so that people want to watch it. And what do I mean by this? This means that you make it so that it's not too negative, and you have to somehow manipulate people into staying with you for a very long time. Manipulate just means like, you know, going out of your way to do certain things. So one is getting fitter, getting implants, but being somehow like aesthetic or like you want to watch this on the big screen. Like if it's too gory or too like graphic, I promise you, even if you come from wherever, they're not gonna want to listen to it, or not gonna want to watch it, because they're gonna be, excuse me, nightmares. It scares me. You know, this is something that I want to watch long term or view long term. But I'm just showing this for independent artists, so it's like, you know, I personally feel that when you're doing music, the way you stay sane is you're gonna win at the end because you're in music, but you're gonna see people who are like the enemy. You know, so I have beef with this pastor guy. Pastor in my storyline is the enemy. He's the guy that should have cared. He should have been supporting because I triumph. So you have to discern that. You have to pick your perspective, you know. So, but I wanted a thriller. I wanted it to be something that you could easily translate into a story. So it's like, you know, I was an Uber driver, traveled around the country like for 2.5 years. I did a show in New York or Manhattan, was in Manhattan. I went to different states. You know, I went to a whole bunch of cities, big cities. Worked in a bunch of studios, collabed with different people. I went to music school, played collegiate football. I was doing it at the same time. Like, I have my own company on the side right now. And then the cool part for me, I'm 100% independent. So it's kind of like Eazy-E, where it's like, I'm able to facilitate and create memories that are crazy. Like, if I was recording like some of these beat sessions, I could flip it and I could say, oh, that I'll put like the Forrest Gump, you know, like audio in there. And, you know, there's a story behind that. And I sold it to people, all right? Put it out there and show people like, you know, the cool part of it, you know, using certain audio equipment. And then you could see like me launching, like, you know, Dreamboard launching. This is a production company, but like, you know, the video portion of it, where it's like you have videographers and stuff, and you have a web page. But I wanted to show you, the reason why I said movie again is because a movie, the basis in how a movie's made is you're watching a movie, but you want those people inside of the movie or the image to be somewhat pleasantful. Like, you want them to triumph. You know, you don't want them to lose. Like, why would you make a song about everyday struggle and they lost? You know, if you're making a song, make them somewhere in there say you were in a penthouse eventually, or like, I overcame it and I'm a winner. You know what I mean? Like, if you're ever trying to portray something, have it be optimistic. Have them want to be around you, you know, because it's inspiring to see that. So that, and then when it comes to your story, it's like a movie, it's like a script. So instead of worrying about it being like what you feel, kind of think of it like you're writing a book or a movie, like you're publishing. Like a book, you publish your book. So think of every time you write a song and you have the lyrics, have that be like every song is like a really long book. Mine, it's a really big movie because I understand people, but have it be like a really, really big book where it's like you're really showcasing parts of your chapters of your life, you know, or each song is like a chapter. And here's the cool part, if you really understand music, you do not have to. First and foremost, I want to get this clear that your genius is your perspective. But You do not have to say everything in one song. So what does this mean? This means that you could have like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So it's just like a movie. You do not have to say everything in one song. I designed my music like that, where it's like, this seems like an ongoing theme of something, or it seems like a really, really big movie. You know, this is a really, really big movie. Like this could have been right after this, right after this, right after this, right after this. And then by the end of it, there's like a 20 chapter movie. And it literally sounds like this guy's like, because I designed my songs where some of these aren't lyrics, they're conversations. And I don't know if Eminem does that the way I do it, or he does it like that. But like, I'll ask questions like, you know, how are we gonna make it right in the bed the other night? You know, like I'll like kind of set them up like screenplays where it's like a script, where it's like in there you're gonna anticipate a performance or an act, you know, on stage. And if you really get advanced, you could look at the location of where you want your song to be played, who you want your song to be listened to, and that factors in everything. But just one more time, just summing it up in case you don't want to like listen to all that over again. You're making a pie. The simplicity of it. Anyone that's telling you anything, it's like making a pie. However you make a pie is how you're going to make a lot of money off of music. And that's it. And it's simple like that. It is not complex, like, oh, I got to go out and bribe some guy to put me on the radio. Just make something that people want. Like for real, for real. Don't even worry about it being like what this guy's fan base wanted or this guy's fan base wanted. Look right in front of you, ask them what they want, and then serve them what they want specifically. And if you can combine a couple themes in there and have it be like triple genre, it'll still work. Because you ask them, and that's what they're going to listen to. It can even be with the ambience, instrumentals, vibes, anything. This version, this mashup, montage, whatever. Something for their music video, something for their school, something for their kids, something for their party, something, anything. But think of it like you're going to go out just like a pie. You can make it yourself, and you're going to sell it to those people, and it's going to hopefully look presentable to them.